Hello, hello, peoples of the Freaky League. This is Gworf, and we're in week 3 of the Freaky Draft League. We're 2-0 to start. It's been good so far. Really like the team. Um, First time I've ever had a team that doesn't have Cantonian Ninetails on it, and it's not bad. So, hoping to pick up a third win today. Um, we are facing Grant, who I met at Milwaukee Regionals. Grant, I think, went 5-3, as did I, um, and is just an incredibly skilled player. I think it may be his first. That may be his first regional he went to, but you could just tell immediately that he had a fantastic understanding of the macro of the game and putting himself in a position long term um, to basically get in a position where his Garganical, which is what he used when I played him, became unkillable, or putting himself in a position where he outsped your team with his last Mon when Tailwind ran out. He's just a really, really good macro player. So I'm super excited for this. At Milwaukee, our set went to 3 games, and I lost in the very last turn of the very last game. And then we played on Showdown for fun about a week ago, and that also ended in the very last turn of the very last game. Both times I lost. So I've never beat Grant, but I'm hoping to change that because, yeah, either way, it'll just be a really fun game to play. Um, it's always good to play people that have a good idea of their team and how to use it, and I really think he does. So we have the teams right here. We'll start with Grant's: Whimsicott, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Scyther, Hisuian Typhlosion, Bruxish, Baxcalibur, Articuno, Alolan Vulpix, Ursaluna Bloodmoon, Hydrapple, Garganical, and Clodsire. In the past 2 weeks, he's brought Clodsire. I don't really know anything about Clodsire. I looked it up enough to know that it learns Yawn. I didn't run a single calc, so hopefully he doesn't bring it, or if he does, I just hope it doesn't end up screwing me over. So I see that he likes to bring Whimsicott Typhlosion naturally. Very scared of Typhlosion because my team has at least 3 or 4 steel types, which very much do not like Hisui and Typhlosion's Eruption. So let's go through my team real quick. Dragapult, Sneasler, Iron Valiant, Tornadus, Iron Crown, Indeedee, Zangoose, Stantler, Altaria, Heatran, and Scizor. I have a lot of strengths on this team, but almost nothing on this team likes Hisui and Typhlosion. So that's problem number one. The other problem is Garganical. Very special attack heavy team, and I know from watching Grant's games and by playing him that he runs Moringa Berry, max special defense, max HP Garganical, which just becomes unkillable with Recover. In theory, the Garganical could have Wide Guard, but I think he likes his sets. I expect him to bring basically the same thing he's brought the first 2 weeks because he's comfortable with it and it works. And so he could bring Wide Guard. I honestly have no plan. If he does bring Wide Guard, I'll just have to play it by ear. I think I have enough Garganical counters in my team to do something. So let's get into my team real quick. I don't expect to see his Articuno, Alolan Vulpix, Baxcalibur set, simply because my team has a lot of steel types and that would not go very well. Here is my team for this week. We have Tornadus, Heatran, Iron Crown, Scizor, Sneasler, and Indeedee. On the surface, looks like a very standard, predictable team. I really, really wanted to bring Zangoose or Altaria. I don't really care about Stantler, but I really want to bring those two. I will bring them one of these weeks. But this week, I just could not make it work. Hisui and Typhlosion is too fast for Zangoose to do anything. And I found other ways to shut down Sunny Day, or at least live without running Altaria. Although I really do want to bring one of them too. For interesting, we have a basic team, but a lot of interesting tech options. First, almost everything is Terra Rock or Terra Water to avoid Typhlosion, or to at least live, except for Heatran, which has a Focus Sash. My Tornadus is the set that I brought to Atlanta, my first regional, except for I have U-Turn. I expect Ogerpon Rock, because because it's at least decent into a lot of my team, and the redirection is valuable. So I'm expecting Ogerpon Rock, which is why I'm Terra Rock Tornadus, that and Typhlosion. In U-turn, Tornadus max speed Timid Tornadus outspeeds max speed speed boost Ogerpon Rock by 1 point. So the idea is if I'm going to lead Tornadus Iron Crown in the first game, and if he leads Ogerpon, then I'll U-turn into that thing to break it sturdy, and then switch it out for Indeedee in the back, and then hit Expanding Force for Iron Crown, hopefully getting a KO. I have not run that calc. In theory, it works. We'll see. Heatran. I've never run Heatran before this draft league. My idea, it's super bulky usually, so I'm thinking the Focus Sash will throw him off. It's quadruple weak to ground. He has Ursaluna Blood Moon. To me, it seems like I'm hoping to get in a situation where Heatran is at the end of the game against Ursaluna Blood Moon, and Grant thinks he has a easy win, and hits Earth Power into it, and I can get 2 flash cannons or heat waves off, and kind of sneak a win in there. That's kind of the idea here. And Flash Fire is fantastic into Typhlosion because Eruption basically can't hit it. Any fire move will just give it a special attack boost and do no damage. So this is a huge Typhlosion counter. I expect him to try to respect it in some way, probably through Ogerpon Rock, because Ogerpon Rock calcs seem pretty good into it. Ivy Cudgel does a lot of damage into it. And Scyther with close combat, I expect that too. Iron Crown, I originally did Terra Water, but Salt Cure Chip does a lot more than you want it to, so I switched it to Terra Rock just yesterday. This is an Psychic Noise Bulldoze Tech Iron Crown with Assault Vest. The idea being I lead Iron Crown, I live Eruption with about 60% health, somehow get to Garganical, and then hit Psychic Noise, which prevents it from healing for, I think, 2 turns. So getting in a situation where I can chip down Garganical and resist the what's it called? Whatever's rock move is. Salt Cure. And then slowly chip it down with Psychic Noise, and hopefully Indeedee's still alive then too. If not, we always have Tachyon Cutter to one-hit Whimsicott, or anything that, or Garganical. Well, I won't want to hit it, but I'll take it to about 30% if he doesn't Terra. So it's a really dangerous mon this week. So I'm hoping that's the star of the show. That's what my main plan is based around. Scizor, I always bring Scizor, love Scizor. This is my set from Milwaukee, but just a little bit different. A lot of people like Choice Band Scizor. I find it inflexible, especially if you hit a priority move and then you're stuck with it, and they have any other priority block. I prefer Life Orb. It does nearly the same, and slightly less, but with Technician, Life Orb, and Stab on Bullet Punch, it always does more than you expect. Terra Water to help it live. 108 HP, just to make it live a little bit. It can actually live in Terra Water. It can live in Eruption with about 30% health. 105. This is a little bit faster Scizor than I usually run. I have 105 speed because that's 1 point faster than max speed Modest Ursaluna Blood Moon, which I expect to come, and I expect to be Terra Normal just because it does massive amounts of damage. Ideally, the situation is with 105, I outspeed that Blood Moon. If it's Timid, I lose. But if it's Modest, then I can get my close combat off before it attacks, and take about 70-80% damage with that. And then I have my classic Sneasler and Indeedee core. Always a good backup plan. I use this extensively in Milwaukee. If I went down a game, I would always lead Sneasler and Indeedee the next game 2, and oftentimes would set it even just because Sneasler is broken and they have with Dire Claw and they have good coverage on each other. Indeedee is exactly the same. I've as Milwaukee, max speed, Modest. I've learned that max speed Timid doesn't do as much as I hope it does, but max speed Modest packs a big punch. Indeedee and Typhlosion have the exact same speed stat. So if he's Modest, we'll be speed tying, and Scarf. If he's Scarf and Timid, then I will he'll outspeed me and kill my Indeedee unless I Terra, regardless of if he Terras or not. So that could be a big problem. I expect to bring Indeedee It goes well into Iron Crown. It's fast. It can outspeed things. It can do a whole bunch of damage to Scyther or Ursaluna. Good mon. This is a really interesting Sneasler. Bulky support Sneasler is what I'm running. So we have a lot of HP, a little bit of defense. Yeah, this is just enough to live. Max attack Adamant Scyther dual wing beat from full. I don't know how Scythers are EV'd. I've never ran Scyther. I choose other bug Pokemon. But I fucking love Scyther. It's dope. And I don't know how people EV it, though. I'm assuming since Eviolite, they put bulk in defense and special defense. So I'm assuming it's not max attack Adamant. But I don't know. They could do that. If they do that, I will live with like 1 HP. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. And then the speed stat is 162. Very important because it outspeeds Typhlosion. So if we have Tailwind up... if it's Specs Typhlosion, which I'm kind of leaning toward him bringing, it'll outspeed Typhlosion and Tailwind. We have Brick Break. I'm afraid of Light Screen. I'm basically afraid of Garganacl. And having an endgame where it's just me, whatever mons I have, and Garganacl. Because if it can recover, and it has Light Screen up or Moringa Berry, either one, I just can't get rid of it. So Brick Break, just in case he sets up Light Screen. I've brought Close Combat to every set of every game, and I've used it extensively, so I'm expecting him to respect Close Combat and just assume that I have it, because I have every other game, and just have Brick Break as a tech option. There's so many things here that make Garganacl Terra to either Flying or Ghost, like the Steel moves on Heatran, Steel move on Iron Crown, Steel move on Scizor, Terra Rock. Well, I guess I didn't really... It was Terra Water and DD, but I changed it. But anyway, there's so many options here to make Garganacl Terra that I don't really see myself using a fighting move. But we'll see. I don't know. The big thing here is Acid Spray. Sneasler is basically here to outspeed Typhlosion and click Dire Claw and use Acid Spray to neutralize the Moringa Berry that Garganacl will no doubt have. The idea being that if I can... Sneasler will outspeed Indeedee, even with Indeedee being Scarf because of Unburden. I can hit it with a Acid Spray. It would be +1 with the Moringa Berry, but it actually ends up -1 because Acid Spray lowers their special defense by 2 stages. And then it'll be a little bit more manageable from there. So Sneasler is basically here as an anti-Garganacl option, even though Sneasler is usually horrible anti-Garganacl. I usually don't bring it. Yeah, so that's the team. I don't think I went through Iron Crown's EVs. This 123 is if they have Tailwind up and Typhlosion is not Scarf, then I can hit Bulldoze turn 1, and I will outspeed them the next turn. So basically taking Typhlosion from 161 being max timid, taking it down to 122, I think, or 121, and then next turn hitting Tailwind on my side and outspeeding it. That's the idea here. I've not tested it that much, but I don't know. I had a couple EVs left. So I expect to click this Bulldoze. It's a fun tech option. We'll see how it goes. I think we went through all the EVs on everything else. So yeah, I think we're good. So I expect to first game lead Tornadus Iron Crown, do work from there, do some fun tech options like Bulldoze, do Substitute, maybe U-Turn, and kind of work from there. If worst case scenario comes, I can always bring Scizor if I don't really want to deal with being outsped and have some bullet punch damage in there. And I can have Sneasler and DD as a super backup if I go down a game and need an click Dire Claw for emergency button. That's always a good option when you're behind. So we'll see how it goes. I feel pretty confident. Me and Zach, other Zach in the group, did a couple games yesterday for like practice, and Tornadus Iron Crown lead went really well. So hoping that works out, hoping I can get up a game. I usually don't. I definitely am perpetually behind a game, and I don't like it. So we're going to get ahead this week and hopefully get a win. All right. I'll see you guys out there. Let's get started. Okay, we have Clodsire with... Sure. I did no prep for Clodsire, so if I lose because Clodsire kills me, then that's fine. I've ran no calcs on that. Terra Dark Clodsire, Terra Flying Garganacl like I expected, Terra Steel Scyther, Terra Fire Whimsicott, Terra Fire Typhlosion, and Terra Normal Ursaluna Blood Moon. So my game plan for the first game is Tornadus, Iron Crown, with basically Indeedee and one other mon in the back. The plan being that I can, if I see a Typhlosion, I can Terra Rock the very first turn and hit Bulldoze, with which won't hit my Tornadus because it's a flying type, and then I will have a speed advantage. Let's just get into it. I don't know. It'll explain itself. So we're going to lock in Tornadus, Iron Crown, Indeedee, and then we kind of have a flex mon here, which I'm going to do. I'm scared of Scyther a lot, and I'm also scared of Typhlosion. Let's run Heatran in the back. With that Focus Sash, I'm hoping that I can get in a position where Ursaluna, Blood Moon, and Heatran are one-on-one at the end. And with a fast Heatran that can take a hit, I'm hoping that I can take it to Sash unexpectedly and then lock it in from there. Okay, so this is a lead that I definitely expected. I don't know if it's Scarf or Specs Typhlosion, but I think this plan covers both. So I'm going to substitute with my Tornadus, which is Mental Herb, just in case they're Encore. And then we're going to Terra Rock, and Bulldoze is an option, which is what I intend to do, but Tachyon Cutter is also okay. No, let's do the plan. Bulldoze. Get our substitute up. They set Tailwind up like I expected. We tanked that substitute. Do a little bit of... Okay, so I'm thinking that's probably Scarf Typhlosion, which, you know, I don't think he's brought that yet. I think he did Specs the other weeks. Wait a second. Why didn't that hit Whimsicott? Oh, it's Covert Cloak. Okay, well, I didn't plan about that, but we can work with it. So we have full speed Whimsicott and -1 Typhlosion. So I'm going to set up Tailwind and then work from there. If I ran my calculations correctly, -1 Typhlosion, if it's Specs, which I don't think it is, will be slower than our Iron Crown under Tailwind. Encore, like I expected, we have Mental Herb for that. Okay, so it's not Scarf, actually. It is Specs. Eruption does, you know, less and less every turn. It wouldn't surprise me if he switches out Typhlosion this turn because of that. Now he's kind of in a bind where he knows this Typhlosion is slower. And he may try to preserve the Whimsicott or the Typhlosion. I'm going to click Bleak Wind. And that Eruption just didn't do very much. So I'm actually going to Tachyon Cutter into Typhlosion, hoping for a switch into Garganacl. If we guess it right, we get a huge benefit. If not, then it's not really that big of a deal. I'm fine with... Okay, double miss. It happens. I play inaccurate moves quite a bit, so I've gotten used to missing. You got to plan in your game plan if you're going to run 85-90% accurate moves, so we're okay with that. We're still in good shape. And Expanding Force being locked in with Iron Crown is not a problem at all. With Indeedee in the back, I can always switch that in and get that going. Okay, Scyther. I'm expecting a close combat Scyther on this, which could be a big problem, but he can only take one of these two. So I'm thinking, Dual Wing Beat would go right through my substitute, so I can't do that. What I don't want is I don't want to get run over by the Scyther if the Whimsicott switches out. So I'm going to switch... They have a one-turn Tailwind, I have two. I'm going to switch to Heatran. And Expanding Force into Whimsicott. I kind of ran out of time there. That's what I expected, but I kind of wanted to preserve my Indeedee because it's Scarf. Moonblast, quadruple resisted by Heatran, but that does get rid of our Focus Sash. Now we have Indeedee up here, which is Scarf, so it should outspeed the Scyther, even if they put up Tailwind on their end, which I fully expect them to do. The question is, can we get through the rest of the team if this Scyther lives at -1 special defense, an expanding force, and KOs Indeedee? And we know that it's either Garganical or Ursaluna. Okay, let's run it. Expanding Force takes them both down to super low. You turning out. He's going to switch it, he has to. But I just don't know. Okay, Gargant or Tailwind isn't that bad. Although I just set up that stupid Moranga Berry. Oh no, I might have lost this one. We need a better plan for game 2. Well, Flash Cannon's not going to do nothing, that's for sure. And that Whimsicott's just sitting there doing nothing. I'm thinking that he may... -1 special attack too for Heatran. He could Terror to Flying. I could call that. I can't use Substitute because I've already burned my Mental Herb and Tornadus Flying type. Let's run. He's got to know I have Flash Cannon, right? Flash Cannon and Bleak Wind. Oh, he tried to Encore in the Psychic Terrain. This is the problem though with Garganical, because even though it looks like we're in a good winning position here, I already know that I've lost. Scyther's in the back still. It can get a close combat down. And Garganical's just too, even if it was just Garganical, it's too bulky with the special defense boost. So I think in next game I'm gonna run Sneasler so I can get the Acid Spray down on that, which is one of my techs that I have against that. Thinking the only way I could win is if he protects one of these two mons and I get a good guess. So let's do... Yeah, I think it's got to be... I don't know. Heat Wave does nothing. All right, we need a new game plan for game 2. Okay, so what have we learned? We know that Typhlosion is Specs. It's not Scarf. We know he brought Whimsicott Scyther, and we know the Whimsicott has Encore. Didn't see Ursaluna. And he had a Whimsicott Typhlosion lead to start. I expected Ogerpon Rock to come here instead of Clodsire, but I'm not mad about it. I want to bring Sneasler, but it's also just so weak to Scyther. And burning Terra the first turn of the game last round didn't feel very good. What are we to do? I'm thinking... Let's do something different. So we're going to lead Indeedee Sneasler. Okay, we got Ursaluna back here. This is fine. I'm perfectly fine with this. So my Indeedee's 220. That would mean that I know Ursaluna max speed modest is 105, 104 maybe. So it'd have to be max speed timid, to outspeed me. And even then, I get a good shot off. So I'm thinking, what Terra is this? Ursaluna's Terra normal. He may switch into Typhlosion. We're going to do Acid Spray, Acid Spray, Expanding Force thing. That's what we're going to do. I don't see a problem here. Maybe I could Terra the Sneasler just in case. I don't think we need to. Okay, cool. This is good. He's probably he just learned about the Acid Spray, but that's fine. And we're going to do it again. No way that thing lives, right? I don't think so. We know it's not Assault Vest either, because it just protected. So. Okay, he's banking on it. Okay. Good, good, good. Double KO. We're in good shape. This might be the plan going forward. Last time I felt like we were in the backseat the entire time. And this time I feel like we're doing okay. Okay, so this Scyther, my Sneasler's bulky enough that it will live. Let's run a calc really quick. So we have... I want to know if Scyther, if a Sneasler will live. Oh wait, my calcs are all fucked up. Okay, never mind. We gotta go with it on the fly. I'm thinking if I just... We're going to Acid Spray this Organical because that was a big problem last time. I'm hoping the Scyther goes into Sneasler. Okay, that's fine. Barely lived. Good, good, good. And Salt Cure the Indeedee. Okay. 2 turns of Tailwind left. And we're in pretty good shape. We cannot let this Garganical start recovering, though. And we're faster than the Scyther. Tough choice here. Let's... Dire Claw, Expanding Force. Might have got a status on that. Para. Okay. And good for game 2. Whew! I do not like being down a game. I feel like I usually am. So... Okay, he ripped really fast. He's definitely going to have a plan into that this time. What it is, I don't know. Maybe we could lead... Okay, we got our 4 Mons. Unless I'm going to put Scizor in there. He may go back to his original... Typhlosion, Whimsicott, Indeedee thing. Which I think I would still be okay with. I think I'm going to re-up. Yeah. So I'm thinking... We know Typhlosion can't protect. What if this Whimsicott has grassy terrain? Nah, he would have used that by now, right? With +1 Sneasler, Specs Typhlosion, if they Terra Fire, I think I still live. But maybe not. Let's Dire Claw the Typhlosion. Terra Rock, Expanding Force. Okay. Might take the Scyther out right here. It's poisoned. Got 2 for 2 on statuses. That's nice. I'm really scared of Scyther, so I really want that thing out of the way. Got a free switch back into, I'm assuming, Typhlosion. And this is why Sneasler and DD is such a crazy good combo. It has such good coverage with both spread and single target moves with the Unburden, and Dire Claw is just such a broken move. My Sneasler is trained to be 1 point faster than max speed, timid, Typhlosion, so I can definitely get a move off on it. And the Whimsicott can't even Encore me because I'm in Psychic Terrain. So I think let's just re-up. Dire Claw Expanding Force. Maybe I'll get lucky again. Now this could be a problem. Okay. He tear it with the tear. Oh, I might just won. Okay, we got super lucky on Para. Which is unfortunate for Grant because, yeah, and this is why Dire Claw is such a broken move. Acid Spray, Expanding Force, and this is the game plan is just to it uses a Moringa Berry, but we take it back down and just kind of spam from here. Hate to see the game end that way with 3 different Dire Claw status conditions, but you know, sometimes it's that way, and that's why I run it. It's broken. So, all right, well, I hope you had a good time. I will see you in Freaky Draft Week 4, where I think we're facing Dondozo type stuff. So, should be fun. Thanks.